Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys had a happy 4th of July weekend. I did, spent it with family, had hot dogs, burgers, pool, you know, the whole American spiel, but wanted to talk about a couple things today before we get into the Yu-Gi-Oh part of the video. Some things about the channel. So I'm gonna be having more time and more effort to put into the videos and content. That being said, this just came in today. We got a new tripod. It is by Newer, not affiliated, not sponsored, nothing. Newer. I really like the products that they have. And this tripod being a good price, it was like 75 bucks, but it's metal, it's aluminum, it's solid, it's sturdy. But the cool thing is that it can do this, right? So you can lock it in place. And then what that allows me to do is, so that'll stay like that, but this allows me to mount my camera here for a top-down view. So I did record quite a bit of locals, but I never posted the content because I wasn't happy with the quality of it. And that's what I really want this channel to be about, is it's my own personal journey about creativity and stuff, but I also to have a certain standard for how I want to do things. So this tripod allows me to do that, so I can record top down instead of just some crazy angle and you can't really see the cards. You can see, you know, a more professional setting of, you know, what I want to accomplish as far as quality goes, and now show you guys my locals videos that I go to, and not just, hey guys, this is how it's been performing at locals and this, that, and the other. You guys can actually like see now like what it looks like. So again, not sponsored, no affiliate link, no blah, 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 nothing. Just, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to be creative and explore, and yeah. Second thing I want to talk about is I am looking for someone to do animations for the channel. I need an intro and outro. Doesn't need to be anything crazy, CGI, 4K, none of that stuff, just something simple. I have a few ideas that I could run by you. If you or you know anyone or a website I can go to that's trustworthy to find people that can do stuff like that, I would definitely appreciate it if you just leave a comment or point me in the right direction or reach out to me in the comment section. But yeah, and I want to also do a upgraded logo. I like the logo that I have now, and it's going to remain that. It's like Exodia, and he's doing his like obliterate charge and the logo's in the middle. So I want to just have like me and my friend, we just put together like an AI thing just to get the channel going. And I didn't want to put too much effort into it in the beginning because I wasn't sure the direction my life was going to take, because, you know, me and my girlfriend were moving out and starting our lives together, and then, you know, getting new jobs, both of us, and then finding out we're pregnant. It was just, I needed the dust to settle on life before I could, you know, sit down 100% and spend the time, spend the money and the effort to do YouTube. And like I said, I'm not planning for this to go like, you know, above and beyond. I'm not going to be the biggest YouTuber. If that happens, cool. You know, if I retire from my job doing YouTube, cool, but that's not my focus. Like I said, I like the creative space this allows me to be in. I get to have fun with it. I get to have a little bit of stress relief from it too. You know, it's kind of relaxing just going in and editing the video. And I feel like with every video I edit and put together and record, my creativity and effort goes up and up and up a little bit. I get more comfortable with it for sure. But yeah, I just want to take this time to, before I get into the Yugi content, talk about the channel, the direction, and what I need help with from you guys. But enough being said, let's get into the content. Oceanic WCQ 2025. Rizal won it, obviously, but it was heraldic Rizal. What does that mean? So this is the list. 6 chummies, who saw? 3 droll, who saw? But what's interesting about this list is the heraldics. Now, I don't know a crazy amount about the heraldics, but they do allow you to spit more level 4 bodies out. Cool. Make a duo drive, make whatever you need. But it also allows you to like hand loop your opponent, I believe, as well. But what Andy did here is also play the Protos package, because you're able to have extra level 4s, make Infernal Flame Banshee for Nemesis flag, and then you fucking make Protos and lock your opponent, whoop-de-doo. Do I think this deck is a problem? No. Do you gotta watch out for this deck? Absolutely, because now that people have seen this, you're gonna see at your locals like, oh man, I didn't know he could do this. So, ban list is probably around the corner here soon, say like in a month. Arisal, it's not really an issue, you know? There's a lot of counters to it. It's just a really consistent deck. And that was the whole thing with Snake Eye too, is that it was just a very consistent deck. It's like, you could throw a million hand traps at it, it ain't gonna stop, right? Like, seeing Engraver at full power, you know, with Beatrice and everything, Engraver was full Snake Eye combo, right? That was crazy. And that was at 3. And Wanted was at 3. And Bonfire was at 3. And Witch was at 3. And having access to all this, it's like an Ash, an Imperm, a Droll, even under Droll, it didn't matter. Nib, cool, I'm still going. Now what excites me so much is that White Forest, although we don't have the profile, White Forest got second place. So to everybody on YouTube or anywhere, if you're playing White Forest and people are hating on you, fuck them, right? It's a good deck. It's a really awesome deck. Does a lot, and it's just one of those decks where it takes the right pilot, right? Just like Dinkabooey did with Fire King back in like what, 3 months ago-ish, give or take. It just takes a good pilot to know what the meta looks like, what the deck to play is, tech choices to take to that event, and you know, a lot of practice, a lot of dedication. But I can't wait to see that profile, to see how similar it is to what I'm running. I imagine that Sales Ban is probably going to be in that list. But once that list comes out, I will just make like a short about it, or I've never done a short before, but I'll make a short something about the list because that's obviously exciting. And then in top 4, we got Blue Eyes, Primite, cool. Drill Beam does stuff, so yeah. Again, we don't have that list, but I'm very curious to see, you know, what the ratios were. You know, was it 3 drill beam or 2 or 1? And then what the hand traps and tech choices were, because my whole thing is, obviously you can tell, is I'm interested in people's tech choices, right? Because I think that's the most interesting thing. It's like, if you're gonna play Mitsurugi Rizal, I can almost paint the picture of what your 20 odd cards for your engine are, right? Everyone's gonna be running the same ratios on engine and stuff. It's, what did you do different that got you to that position? What did your side deck look like? What did your extra deck look like, right? But you can see like a good, in the top 32, a lot of Mitsurugi Rizal. You got Fiendsmith in there too. Do I think it's gonna be a problem? Absolutely not. I think it's fine for the most part. You know, Mitsurugi being a really good deck, really good engine, I should say. And there's no way you can kill it right now either. I don't think it needs to be killed, to be honest. I think the deck is just fine. You could argue hurt the consistency, right? Like limit prayers to 1, limit pre-prep to 1. I mean, honestly, I would say limit pre-prep, right? To be able to add a ritual spell and then a ritual monster, I think is broken for the Mitsurugi deck, right? Because you kind of add like everything you could possibly need. But there we go. Camera died. Cool. But what was I saying? Anyways, yeah, Mitsurugi, Rizal, Fiendsmith, whatever, right? A lot of people, you got to remember, when people go to these like bigger events, it takes a lot of money for food, travel, hotel, the cards themselves. It's not a place where you're gonna spend all that money and just go play like Dinomorphia or just something like kind of mid or rogue. people are going to go there to win, and they want to win, and they're going to win with whatever, statistically speaking, is going to get them that win, right? They want to make it worth it. So am I surprised that this is what we're seeing right now? Absolutely not. Do I think it's a problem? No, because as you can see, White Forest, Blue Eyes sneaking in top 4. You know, it's again, just good pilots, right? We can see that Malice ain't doing too hot, although they haven't been hit a whole lot, right? I mean, one could argue the Bestials, but even now, like, it's not really good to play Bestials. I mean, Malice still wants to, right? Just for that extra extension and being able to get those bodies out. Malice, I don't think is an impressive deck either, especially Shifter being gone. I think that's what really made Malice just overly dumb. It's just like, game 1, Shifter. Game 2, Shifter. Cool, you won. You won literally only because of Shifter. And now they're forced to play, you know, other things, right? Like the thrust package with the different dimension ground, but that's only going, you know, games 2 and 3. If you got that Lancia, then that's a big blowout card, which, like I said in my video, I think Lancia is fine too. It's got to be a healthy, like, give and take, right? Like, if I stop you, you stop me. Like, if I get drolled, but then it goes to you and I Lancia you, and it's like the odds of you having another droll are pretty slim, so then it goes back to me and I can set up a board, then it's just engine for engine at that point, right? So yeah, I think it's fine. But I'm surprised that Memento and Vanquish Soul didn't make it that far up. I'm also surprised that Lunalight and Orcust aren't making it that far. But then again, the supports just came out, cards just came out, so it's got to take some more time to cook, I guess. And like I said, people weren't going to take something to the event probably that they're not very sure of. They wanted to be confident in what they were taking to make it worth it. Because even if they go locally, you know, the entry is still like 30, 35 bucks, and then you're there all weekend, and it's like it definitely takes it out of you. Congratulations to the winner, Andy, and shout out to everybody that, you know, went to the event, had fun, did well. And that's what Yu-Gi-Oh is all about, guys. Even at these big events, it's, you know, everyone's gonna have their spotlight, everyone's gonna have their moment, their fun. Not even Jesse Cotton wins every regional and YCS and everything. So again, guys, have fun. I will always preach that in these videos and all my videos. Just have fun with it. But that's going to be it for this video. The next video I'm going to make is going to be going into what I think will be the top meta decks and exactly how to counter them, what choices as far as hand traps, spells, traps, stuff like that I think you should be looking out for. But until then, take care.